Coming at you with my Wandavision episode 2 review. They're going to be spoilers, but it's a week old. I actually had to watch it a second time to make sure I didn't miss anything. We open with, again, still feels like the love letter to the 1950s sitcoms. They're in separate beds, and the typical trope, the something outside. The husband and wife kind of argue over who goes to take a look. The beds kind of come together, almost sort of ushering us into the next level, sort of the 1960s style sitcoms. Fred and Wilma, of course, being the first TV couple to be filmed together. And we get this wonderful cartoon intro, again, very Bewitched, still black and white, again, still, kind of pre-Beatles 1960 feel to it. Then it's sort of, and in that little cartoon, I guess, there are a few Easter eggs, a few things that I don't quite understand, but, they put them there for a reason, the Simpson-style floorboard joke and all that. Yeah, again, I don't read the comics, so, but I know there's some details in there that we're going to kind of have some fun with moving forward. Then we get right into it. We're in a different house. We know something's not right with this world that they live in, but they're just going through, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. It really does feel so much like a regular sitcom. My wife and I were watching. We laughed at the jokes as if we were watching, a rerun on Nick at Night or something like that. And then the story progresses. But first it's interrupted by, sort of the out-of-place helicopter, this time in color, reminding us something's wrong with this world. We have the sort of the neighborhood watch meeting, of course, and they go so far as to, just sort of let Vision into their world a little bit more, and, he brings up the one neighbor being a communist, kind of, again, sort of the real-world fear of that time is sort of brought about. Then we go to sort of the women's group meeting, very, very cul-de-sac, very, again, you live in these neighborhoods, somebody thinks they're the mayor of the street or whatever, and definitely this is the case with the lead character, Dottie. Clearly there's a little bit more with her. And then there's that radio scene. Again, there's, it seems like all of a sudden, even the person, say at S.H.I.E.L.D., who, us as watching, we're not in control. Who somebody's watching her, but not in control of the situation. Who's doing this to you? And then we get that second break of color when Dottie breaks the glass, and there's that blood against something from the outside world has interrupted them, and now it's in color. In the previous episode, everything was black and white with the exception of the blinking Ultron toaster light. Then again, we get right back into regular old sitcom world. Of course, the gum in Vision's machinery, again, very reminiscent of that time frame as far as the animation goes. And, we get to the end, and the scene's, tied up in a nice bow, and then we get the reveal of there's a pregnancy, and again, this all happens quickly. But, is this happening? And that's what Wanda asks Vision. That's what we're asking. But then again, somehow the outside world sort of intrudes upon them with the bee guy, which I have no idea what's going on with that. Wanda almost seems like she does, because she just defiantly says no, and then she rewinds it back. She time stones it back almost. And then, we make this other transition over to color and into whatever's going to be the next role, probably, sort of the later 60s, the post-Beatles 1960s television. And then we sort of move on, and it's still a happily ever after, but, again, there's still something wrong with this world. Two religious references in this one, and Marvel does not do a lot of these. I can only think of two. Captain America in the Avengers is, there's only one God, and he doesn't dress like that. And Star-Lord, who's your master? What am I supposed to say? Jesus. In this one, they mention, the rabbit played baby Jesus, and of course they talk about the devil. They don't do this a lot, so, again, is there a higher spiritual thing going on with this? I know some people talk about the devil is actually involved in some of these Scarlet Witch comics. So again, this is a lot of fun. This is just brilliant stuff. I hope people who are watching it enjoy it as much as I do. Hope it keeps going, because I don't want it to go away. Anyway, we'll see what the next episode brings us.